Welcome back to our latest investigation into online sex predators. Tonight we're in Florida, where we've rented a home in an upscale neighborhood and set it up with 13 hidden cameras. So far we've seen all kinds of men driving up to the house to meet up with someone posing as an underage teen home alone. Now another one is on the way, and soon all these men will learn what's really happening. They're being exposed on national television. Again, Chris Hansen.
Parking out front. He's out of the vehicle.
The man in the black hat is 31-year-old Thomas Coffin, a self-employed handyman. He's here after making a date online for sex with a girl pretending to be 14. He tells her, "I am into young girls. I like them better than the older girls." And he goes further, admitting he's done this before. When the decoy types, "How young have you dated, though?" he says 14.
Come on in, I'm in here. I'm just getting changed. I got some chocolate on my shirt.
Trying to find this place was hard.
Online, he tells the girl posing as a 14-year-old several times that he loves her. He also makes it clear he's coming to the house to have sex with her. He even sends her a picture of himself naked.
Hey, how are you?
But when I show up, he explains it's all a big misunderstanding.
What's up?
I'm looking for work and stuff.
Looking for work and stuff?
Yeah.
And what kind of work were you looking for here exactly?
I do blacktop sealing.
And what brought you to this address exactly? Did the owner of the house call you for blacktop work? Or?
I put ads out and stuff.
Really? And did you bring all your blacktop stuff with you?
And just come down just to look at it.
Oh, just to look at it. Now, do you want to start the story again?
What do you mean?
Tell the truth.
I talked to a lot of people.
So you weren't really here to give an estimate for a blacktop job?
No.
That was a lie.
Sorry about that.
He also seems sorry he sent that picture.
That's appropriate?
No.
To send to a 14-year-old girl?
He doesn't deny he sent the picture, but does he know it's a possible crime?
Do you know that this is illegal to send something like this to someone you think is underage? Do you get that?
Yeah. Oh, it won't happen again, I can tell you that one.
Then he tries to explain it all away as one big computer glitch.
I shut down my computer and stuff, and my computer's messed up.
Your computer, so it just, what, magically typed itself like a player piano?
No, it's messed up. I'm saying I got a virus in it and stuff.
What's messed up is this conversation. So what was your intent today? Just to babysit until she's old enough to...
Just come over to say hi. That was it.
But how will he explain that online the decoy asked him to bring condoms, and he just happens to have them in his shirt pocket?
I always have them on.
You always carry them right there in your pocket?
Well, yeah, it was, I sit on, they end up getting crushed.
Do you see how this looks, Thomas?
Yeah, it looks bad.
And it looks bad for all the men you've seen walking in our door.
I don't like myself right now at all, man.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who meet teens on the internet.
Like most of the men who find out they've been caught in a Dateline undercover investigation, this man, the 45-year-old truck driver who made plans online to meet a girl who told him she was 14, has nothing more to say.
You're obviously free to walk out that door that you came in.
I will do that. Thank you.
But he won't get very far.
Get down! Get your ass on the ground now!
Fort Myers police are ready to make the arrest.
Do everything you're told, you will not get hurt.
He's taken away in an unmarked police car and brought to a transfer station,
Spread your legs out.
where he's searched, put in another car, and transported to jail. Meanwhile, back at our house, another man thinks he has his own solution to being exposed on national television. Remember the 21-year-old who duped his sister into driving him to meet a girl who said she was 14?
And we're doing a story on adults
familiar.
who try to meet kids on the internet.
Hey man, I don't want to be on the news. You feel me?
We are filming.
I don't want to be on the news, dog.
Well, it's a little late for that, dog. Now, if there's anything else you want to tell me...
He quickly comes up with a disguise. And as far as interviews go, this may be a television first.
All I gotta say is, ain't nothing going on here, dude. Nothing funny going on here.
Nothing funny going on.
No, if the girl's really 14, then I go. But
She told you she was 14.
we were in the role-playing chat room, dude.
You know how many times I hear that?
Am I being held up here?
You're not being held up. You're free to walk out that same door you walked in.
Do y'all want to interview? Hey, how y'all doing? Okay. How y'all doing? NBC?
NBC.
NBC. And you're
Chris Hansen.
All right,
Dateline
listen.
NBC.
Let me explain something to NBC for a second here. I don't know what kind of rap y'all got on people, but maybe y'all can get the whole story because this girl is in a role-playing chat room. Whose house is this? Can I smoke this shit?
No,
right
you
now?
can't smoke in this one.
I didn't think so.
You can smoke outside.
All right, dude. Whatever.
He decides to go out the front door.
Run into the car. Move.
But that doesn't stop detectives from catching him and placing him under arrest. And when he shows up at the transfer station, police search him, and he keeps talking.
Y'all thought y'all was gonna get some green and Hey, NBC, 2 words, role-playing chat room, dude, because the girl was role-playing, man.
We checked with Perverted Justice and were told he met the decoy in a Florida romance room, not a role-playing chat room.
What's that for your pedophile thing?
Yeah.
And the transcripts of his online chats and phone calls were enough for police to charge him with a felony.
Good, because when I get found not guilty, I'm sue somebody.
Even after he's placed in the police car, he goes on talking.
I'm not guilty, man. Do I look like I need 14-year-old girls? I don't need 14-year-old girls, dude. I got all kind of girls.
And he has even more to say when he's brought to the jail.
NBC again. How y'all doing, NBC?
It turns out there was at least one thing he said earlier that turned out to be true.
I happen to know law enforcement.
He has quite a long rap sheet. In 2002, he led police on a high-speed chase in a stolen car. He was also convicted of grand theft and trying to sell the stolen goods. And twice, he was convicted of battery. Back at the transfer station, police are searching suspects' vehicles.
I think it's the Coffin 1012.
This car belongs to the 31-year-old man in the black hat. He was planning on meeting a girl who said she was 14.
He had some condoms were in there. The address of the location was on there on a piece of paper, so we took all that as evidence.
This car belongs to the man who ran after spotting our crew. He showed up to meet a girl who said she was 13.
Located notebook with some address to the target house. Cell phone, 2 condoms, Kodak Funsaver camera, and 3 adult magazines.
And this car belongs to the 45-year-old who was too afraid to come into the house and meet a girl who told him she was 12.
That's not right.
Like an over-the-counter Viagra type thing.
What kind of effort did it take for the police to handle an operation this big? Chief Hilton Daniels is the man in charge.
We had 50-something police officers. We had officers from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and we had attorneys from the state attorney's office directing the takedowns.
And it was the interrogations, according to Chief Daniels, that proved to be their best evidence.
They confessed to exactly what was read to them off the chat logs.
Hello?
Remember this man, Michael Willis, screen name Generic White Male? He's the 49-year-old who came to meet a girl who said she's 15. He was the one who threw the cookie.
You know what? I don't want this cookie.
And left.
I have some more questions
While he
for
could
you.
walk away from Dateline's interview, he couldn't walk away from Detective Jennifer Ladelfa.
Confessed to everything, that he had solicited her over the internet, stated that he knew that she was underage, and that he'd come down here to make his fantasy come to fruition.
While for some men it might take getting arrested and then being interrogated before confessing, back at the house you're about to meet 2 men who admit doing things you won't believe.
I had nude pictures of her on my computer.
Coming up, it's not the first time our next suspects say they've targeted underage teens.
How often do you meet underage girls online?
Probably 10, 15.
10, 15. Underage girls you've met online.
To Catch a Predator continues in a moment.
He's pulling in the driveway. Go out and throw a little wave at him.
This is 27-year-old Eric Thornton, screen name Balin79. He drove 4 hours thinking he was going to meet a girl who told him online she was 14. At one point during the chat, he gets on his webcam and masturbates and types, "Did you see it?" The decoy says, "Not really, too dark," and he types back, "Shoot," and then brags about what he had just done.
Yo, Liz.
Now he's in our house.
Hey, come on in.
All right.
I made some chocolate chip cookies and I left them on the table. Just take a seat. I'll be right there.
That's fine. No problem. You're good.
You like them? I made them all by myself. I can't wait to see you.
I know.
Online, he said he'd bring alcohol and condoms, so the actress asks him about it.
What kind of alcohol did you bring?
I brought Absolute Citron, I brought Mandarin Orange, I brought a shot of Jägermeister, I got Bush.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I don't know, I could get some more if I need to.
Did you bring condoms?
Food.
Well, with all that, it sounds like you've got a pretty big night planned, huh?
Yep.
2 different kinds of vodka. Brought some beer. And what else?
That's it.
That's it. Condoms. So what was your plan here tonight?
My plan? Just to hang out.
To hang out. And you thought it was okay as a 27-year-old to come here and meet a 14-year-old with alcohol and condoms?
No, not at all.
Then why did you do it?
Because I just thought it was like a good idea.
A good idea? Turns out he says this isn't the first time he's gone after underage teens.
How often do you meet underage girls online and set up a visit?
Not that much.
Ballpark it for me.
Probably 10, 15.
10, 15. Have you met them in person? And what did you do when you met them in person?
Well, actually, I didn't really meet them.
He keeps changing his story. Finally, he admits he has a problem when it comes to chatting with underage girls online.
I've went to counseling many times.
So based upon the fact that you're here to meet a 14-year-old, that counseling isn't working out too well, is it?
I don't know.
It's possible that the counseling isn't working because he says he stopped going about 5 months ago.
Did you plan on spending the night?
Yes, I wanted to spend the night, but I didn't want to do anything too graphic until I actually met that person.
Well, what do you think should happen to you, Eric?
Just go home and learn from this.
But he's not going to get off that easy. It's time to tell him who I am.
I'm Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC, and
He doesn't run when he sees the cameras. Instead, he decides to give any potential predator this advice.
Just whatever you do, do not get into underage people at all. I feel regretful. I feel horrible that I did this.
But that heartfelt speech, those words of wisdom, won't help him this time around.
Please get down the ground! Down the ground!
Like all the other men you've seen, he's patted down, photographed, and his car is searched.
You got your sheet of beer that Ezra found in his left front pocket.
And off to jail. Most of the men who came to our undercover house were chatting online with decoys for a week or more.
Red pickup's coming back.
But not this potential predator. He's 48-year-old Donald Morrison, screen name Donnie 1957, male. He started the online chat with a girl posing as a 15-year-old at 8 p.m. this very same night. Wasting no time, he types, "I want to meet you and fool around. Are you up to meeting tonight, hon?" Then he makes a plan to come to her house around 11 p.m.
He's walking up.
The guy's in the driveway for those of you.
It's now 11:30, and look who's walking up the driveway.
He's opening the door.
Hello.
Hey, come on in!
We got a big house.
Try one of my cookies, they're so good.
Chocolate chips my favorite.
Mine too.
When I make them for Christmas, I make about 10 dozen of them.
Whoa. Why so many?
Because we usually got family in from the up north. We had like 14 of us here this year.
Holy cow.
Can I get you a glass of milk to go along with those cookies?
Sure.
What's going on?
I don't know. I just was talking to her and she said come down and visit her.
Just like our other visitor, he admits he has a problem when it comes to underage girls.
I have a compulsion for younger women, just meeting them. I've met about a dozen of them online.
And so this is something you do frequently?
No, I haven't done it I haven't done it since I moved here to Florida.
And where did you live before?
Texas.
And so you did this a lot in Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get in trouble for it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I got in trouble because I met a girl in Michigan.
And how old was that girl?
17.
And what trouble did you get in there?
Well, her grandfather tried to charge me with something. They couldn't do anything. So they arrested me for possessing child pornography because I had nude pictures of her on my computer. They ended up dropping the charges.
And how did you get the naked pictures of the teenage girl?
I met her in Michigan, and I took them.
You took the pictures of the girl, and then you put them on your computer?
On my computer, yeah. They were digital pictures.
After the 48-year-old asks the decoy online if she's looking for sex, he brings up the possibility that she might be a cop.
What made you think that this might be a police operation?
Just after seeing all these things on Dateline, you know, like I said, this is the first time I've done it since I've been here.
So you've seen all the Dateline stories?
Mm-hmm.
And what did you think of those stories?
I thought some of them were pretty bad. I mean, I saw the one where they were coming over for sex with boys and stuff like that, you know. And I'm not really into, you know, pedophilia. You know, this is probably considered that. And I know this is probably going to be on Dateline too, so go ahead and put it on.
Well, you know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline
Right,
NBC.
I understand. I recognize it from the voice.
And everything you've just said and done has all been recorded.
Okay.
And if you have anything else you'd like to tell us, we'd like to hear it.
Just saying that, you know, I shouldn't have done it. I mean, this is something I normally don't go out and do.
I want you to be honest with me. If I wasn't here tonight, and a young girl was, who was alone and willing to have sex, what do you think would have happened?
Probably would have happened.
Probably would have had sex. You would have gone ahead and done it.
Probably, yes. I mean, I could say honestly, yes, it probably would have if she would have, you know, said, hey, let's go for it.
And you don't see anything wrong with that?
Yes, I do see things wrong with it, but I had lack of judgment.
And here's a first. Before he leaves, he actually thanks me.
Thank you for bringing, you know, kicking me in the pants and setting me straight, Chris.
He leaves through the back door, and the police are waiting.
Get on the ground! On the ground! On the ground!
196. He's taken to the transfer station.
Box of condoms.
When he gets to the jail, he goes into diabetic shock.
Am I going to be able to get
He's taken in handcuffs to the hospital, where he's treated and then brought back to jail. The next day, he appears before a judge.
Donald Morrison, you're charged with a sex offense against a child.
Your Honor, may I ask a question?
No, sir.
Okay.
When we return, if you're outraged over what you've seen so far, watching these suspects, you'll be saddened by what you witness next. What this man did stunned everyone who saw it.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
A father brings his own 5-year-old son to the house when To Catch a Predator continues.
Deli's backing out now.
After conducting 4 internet predator investigations in 4 different states, you'd think we'd be prepared for anything.
He's getting out of the car.
But what happens here in Florida shocks us all.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
He brought his son with him. He's got his child with him.
He's a 40-year-old married man, Clifford Wallach, screen name PhotoFix. He's here to meet a boy who told him online he was 14. Dell from Perverted Justice, posing as the boy, talks to PhotoFix on the phone.
He said, I like oral, all aspects. I said, giving or receiving. He said, both. I said, cool. He said, you up for that? I said, sure.
Coming in the back door.
Holding his son's hand, the 40-year-old walks into the house.
Where'd you go?
Because we don't want to scare the little boy, we immediately tell the man what's going on.
I got to tell you something, and I'm going to tell you just straight up right now. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Okay.
We're doing a story on adults meeting children, and since you have your child here, I'm not going to pursue this.
Okay.
But I think you know what you were doing here, don't you?
No, I was just going to take somebody to lunch.
My point is, because your child is here, I think it'd be best if you just went ahead and left.
Yeah, I agree. I'm never going to do this again.
Since the police know the man has his son with him,
Sir, right there. You come here. You come here. Let go of the child.
A female officer quickly takes the little boy and whisks him away so he doesn't have to further witness his father's arrest.
Please give me my son, please.
He's taken away in handcuffs and brought to the transfer station.
Please, I want to stay with my son.
No, that's not an option for now, sir.
I didn't do nothing wrong. I was
Okay,
only
sir, I'm not
coming to
doing
take
so,
somebody
sir.
to lunch. I can't feel my hands, please.
The police contact the boy's mother at work, tell her what's going on, and she comes and gets him.
You want to get a drink? Yeah?
Meanwhile, the dad is taken to jail,
Come on in and make a left.
photographed, and put behind bars. He and most of the other men in Florida have pleaded not guilty. While his story is upsetting,
In the driveway.
the story of a man you'll meet next week is downright bizarre.
That's him right there. He's pulling in the driveway.
This potential predator comes in the house, whips off his clothes, and proceeds to search for a young teen.
You want to explain yourself?
And we'll tell you what he planned to do with that teenager.
You're naked, there's a 14-year-old girl, you're chasing a cat around, you've got Cool Whip.
And you can find information on what you can do to protect children from internet predators on our website. Just log on to dateline.msnbc.com. That's all for now. I'm Stone Phillips. For Ann Curry and all of us at NBC News, thanks for watching.